Fellow Guardians and Seekers. Hope you're all having an awesome tackler day. In this video, I am going to be talking about with you a very interesting article that I saw, and that is Disney missing out by not having or not making a Kingdom Hearts movie? I have my thoughts on it, but I want to get into this before giving my full thoughts. So let's get into the mix, shall we? The final mix. I'm gonna shut up and read. Okay. There aren't many video game series that are as beloved as Kingdom Hearts, despite having one of the most mid-bending narratives out there, spread out across a whole host of games that some may say must be played in order to get the whole picture. Fans continue to clamor for more parts in the series, with the main line release Kingdom Hearts 3 being the most successful game in the series. Executives might be eyeing an expansion of the series. When most people think about expanding the appeal of their stories, the discussion of of a television show or a film series comes up. With Disney being a major driving force of the Kingdom Hearts series, and with how much Disney loves to make money from their hit films, it would be a surprise if a Kingdom Hearts adaptation wasn't at least whispered about. With how much passion there is for the series and its unique premise, some have begun to wonder if Disney is missing out on a massive money opportunity. So could Disney make a Kingdom Hearts film? They could. I mean, they like live action movie or series. They could. And I'm gonna say this now before I get into the rest. The reason why I'm saying that they could is because with all their remakes that they decided to put out over like what the last decade, a bit more than a decade, when it comes to like Aladdin, Lion King, Jungle Book, um, Cinderella like 1,000 times, Pinocchio, etc. That set up a potential to bring in say character like actors who are in the live action Disney movies and bring them in to um a potential Kingdom Hearts um movie or show. Which, truth be told, if that is what Disney's plan was by making all those Disney live action films that like some were mixed on whether or not fans wanted, then I gotta say they were pretty smart. They were pretty smart if they were trying to like secretly tell us, hey, a Kingdom Hearts Sora movie may come into production, but not making that announcement quite yet. Anyways, let's go. So Kingdom Hearts 1 came out in 2002. Number 2 came out in 2005. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 came out on the PlayStation 2. Kingdom Hearts 3 came out in 2019 on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And Kingdom Hearts 4 has yet to be released. So not only could Disney make a Kingdom Hearts movie, film series, or television show, but one almost existed more than 2 decades ago, way back when the original Kingdom Hearts game was released. There was already talks of, at the very least, a television series, the history of the mysterious television series is highlighted in a piece from Eurogamer, in which they explained that the series was ultimately canned. Quote unquote, in 2002, the same year of the release of the original Kingdom Hearts game, Kersley was hired by Disney TV for the service. Although the pilot tested exceptionally well, It was canned due to the Square Enix's future plans for many more games in the series. This means that the idea of some kind of adaptation has been floated around over the years. It's not hard to see Disney being interested in trying to make a project like this in movie form these days, as it will allow the company to see the desire for a movie while also not interfere with the massive ongoing story. Disney has a major advantage of multiple games in the timeline filled with the stories and roads ideas that could pull from when making the timeline from making the movie, sorry. The question isn't whether or not Disney could do it. They can make almost anything with their spending power. The question is whether or not the average fan of the series, and especially the casual audience, will be interested in something like that. So, our fans, and that is true, they do bring up a good point. Our fans, our fans interested in a Kingdom Hearts movie. There are there seems to be an interesting split among fans when it comes to the potential for a Kingdom Hearts movie. The first major problem many identify is that it should be adapted to a movie. The overall plot of the series would be justly reworked to make sense. It's worth noting that Super Smash Bros. Movie was demonstrated that the video game plot can be simplified to the point that it fits neatly into the relatively short time frame. So, should a Kingdom Hearts movie focus on the story of the first game only, or completely wipe Sora's memory of past events, which won't be the first time? It might be not be as difficult to translate. But also, and correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because I'm more like a casual fan for Mario. I'm not a hardcore Mario fan like I am for Ninja Turtles or Kingdom Hearts. So I don't think the Super Mario's Bro movie was exactly based off of like one particular Super Mario Bros. Uh, story arc from like games or a previous TV incarnation. Was it? If it was, please let me know. But I don't think the Super Mario Bros. Movie was based off of any specific Super Mario Bros. Arc per se. I think it was like took the whole premise of Peach, like I think it took the property of what Mario and created an original story out of it. And partially because they had a chance to do that. With Kingdom Hearts, like unless if it's like, hey, we're adapting the first movie. Like if it's supposed to be a continuation, then okay, I'll be game for seeing a continuation. But then that would beg the question: will it be live action or animated? I don't know. Anyways, let me shut up and continue. um, with Kingdom Hearts 3 becoming the most successful. Oh, from sorry, skipped a bit. I think from there, the success and reception of the movie could indicate a Disney whether or not moving forward with a trilogy in Match the Games is a good idea. With Kingdom Hearts 3 becoming the most successful game in the series, that at the very least indicates passion among the fan base for news content. Many who talk about the potential Kingdom Hearts adaptation actually seem to favor the idea of the series being made on Disney Plus over any kind of theatrical movie. Yeah, because we all see what happened to after the last Airbender when they tried to adapt that beloved series, which is a great series. I love After the Last Airbender, but we all saw what happened to After the Last Airbender when they tried to adapt that into a movie. It was shit. But the Netflix show was like definitely a better live action adaptation of After the Last Airbender than the Last Shipbender, as I like to call it. With that said, I like the reason why I bring in After the Last Airbender because I feel like Kingdom Hearts would benefit the same by a miniseries. Not the 8 episode shit, but at least like 10 episodes, if not more. Like 10 the minimum, 15 maybe 16 the maximum. Probably potentially, if not more, if it calls for it. Anyways, a dedicated television series will allow the time for the complex story to be adapted in a much more faithful way, while allowing for an episode or two for Kingdom Hearts characters like Sora, Dino, and Goofy to explore whatever Disney world they find themselves in. When it comes to video game adaptations, especially for RPG, it's hard to argue against the idea of a series, as that world allow for an overall longer runtime, though the two would come with its own unique challenges. And if even if like because Disney's in a unique position, right? Because there's like the game, right? The actual game, and then there's the manga based on the game. Was there's like Kingdom Hearts One, Chain of Memories, Dream. I don't remember if Dream Drop Distance. I don't think Dream Drop Distance, but Kingdom Hearts One, Two, um, Janet Memories and the Days one all got their own mangas. And they didn't go into like every world that the games went into. They selected the most essential worlds that mattered most to the plot and allowed us to follow Sora and Goofy and said Rose, right? They had to take out some stuff, right? Um and they did like the manga version kind of changed a few things around. Now, whether or not some of those changes were that you liked or not, that's up to you. But I don't think like those changes that I'm referring to, which has been a hot minute since I read the mangas, which I might have to read again and review each manga for the channel. Maybe. Hint, potentially. I think Kingdom Hearts, like, I think, don't think those changes in the manga really hurt the mangas because clearly they had like covered from Kingdom Hearts 2, Janet Memories, and a Days game. So I think so. Like Disney is like in that position where like it could try to like do a Disney Plus series where like takes us to like every single like world that the games did or like the books mangas did. The mangas that's based on the movie. So like they're in an interesting position. Anyways, what's stopping Disney from making a Kingdom Hearts movie? There are a variety of factors that could lead to Disney thinking twice about adapting Kingdom Hearts in any form. First and foremost, a Kingdom Hearts movie would mean that beloved childhood Disney characters will be engaging in violence in some form. There's maybe some level of worry that Down Dog Torchy and Heartless, as Mickey Mouse slashes another through another with his unique Keyblade, may be deemed as too violent. I don't want to hear that. They have the Three Musketeers, where Mickey, Donald, and Goofy had swords and they fought. I don't want to hear it where like we literally saw Scar like killing his brother, like Mufasa saying, "I need your help, brother," and Scar says, "Bye, Felicia. Fuck you. I'm king. I'm gonna kill you." And try to kill his own nephew. I don't want to hear that. I also don't want to hear them like say, "Oh, it might be like too violent," when we saw like essentially the Beast gets stabbed by Gaston in the Beauty and the Beast movie. Like seriously, I don't want to hear that maybe too deemed as too violent shit because it's shit. I'll bring in the Ninja movie from the '90s because I'm a huge Ninja fan as well as a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. But not there's this Ninja trilogy that came out in the '90s. They didn't really use CGI as like they do today, especially in the first one. The first one and the second one they use like all practical. The third one they use a touch of CGI, a little bit, and special effect. Point is, the first live action intro film was so good. It was so beloved. It was so serious, and like it was like I feel like the most faithful adaptation of the Turtles that we got in terms of movies. And I like even though I wasn't born when the first three came out, like the first three Nitro films came out. I was born like 3 years after the third one came out. Uh, like parents were complaining, "Oh, this is too violent." Oh, if I knew the parents like this movie was gonna be that violent, I'm gonna want to take it to see the movie. Was anything? I'll like if anything to be complaining about the original Nitro film is that we hear Raphael say "damn" twice, and it's a PG movie. I would rather parents of the '90s Nitro film shit talked about that, about hearing Raphael hear "damn" like saying "damn" twice in a PG movie, a Nitro film that was rated PG. Then, oh my god, it was so like fair violent. Oh my god, like nah, miss me with that, nah. My point is by bringing the Nitro trilogy into the mix, is that the first one was so good, but they listened to parents, right? So bringing in Secret of the Ooze, a sequel to the '90s Nitro film, which came out like a year afterwards, right? And you can tell that they were like less like they were more slapsticky, a bit more jokey. Personally, Secret of the Ooze is my favorite Nitro film, and I think it's like outside of like the '90s movie and the '07 movie, Secret of the Ooze is the best adaptation of the Turtles that we got on the big screen. Mainly, again, outside of the '90s film and the '07 film. With that said, you could tell that they kind of listen to the parents a little bit by because like even though Secret of the Ooze is my favorite Ninja Turtle film, I will gladly admit Secret of the Ooze wasn't as good as the original Ninja Turtle film. I will gladly admit that. And then you get to 1993 when the third Ninja Turtle film came out. That movie like relied so heavily into its slapstick side that they focused too much on listening to the parents or like trying to like please the parents that it downgraded the film. I feel like Ninja Turtles 3 could have been such a better movie. Granted that there are parts in the third Ninja Turtle film that came out in 1993 that I really did enjoy. But overall, Ninja Turtle 3, out of the three movies in the trilogy, was the weakest. And that's because they listened to like the people they were saying, "Oh my god, this is too violent. The first one's too violent." So like they made the second one a bit goofier. Third one, they made it more goofy than serious, I feel like. Like if they're my point is I don't want them to worry about it might be perceived too violent. Focus on the story. Focus on like focus on the story, character development. Sure, there's fighting. It's a given with Kingdom Hearts. It's fine. There's gonna be fighting. Don't worry about it might be depicted as too violent. Do it. Lean into it. If it's like, especially if it's will help move the story along, do it. Anyways, I ran long enough about that. In a world where audience retention is more important than ever, the company may want to avoid their most treasured characters while being bad guys. Another potential issue is the logistics of making the series into a movie. It's no secret that the game has an over the top and sometimes hard to follow story. As a person who's been with Kingdom Hearts since the first game, I can't deny that. Making sure that translates well to film. That Sora doesn't look horrendously out of place or in some kind of uncanny valley next to a variety of animated characters, and the assessing risk of devaluing classic Disney stories if that makes if that movie fails or a major consideration. I like to, before I continue, this bit that I highlighted where they said that Sora doesn't look horrendously out of place or in some kind of uncanny valley next to a variety of anime characters. I get that, but here's the thing: not every Disney character needs to be animated. I mean, I made a statement about like how, earlier about how like with Disney like re. I made a joke saying earlier about how like by Disney reaching like making all these remakes that in some cases nobody asked for. Um, like Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, Tarzan, The Little Mermaid, Cinderella, Pinocchio, Jungle Book, and I'm probably forgetting some other ones. They that I made the joke saying if that was their way, like in the video, if that was their way of saying, "Hey guys, we're secretly setting up the waters for a Kingdom Hearts movie," that would be smart. I made a joke about that, but like in actuality, if they were trying to do that, okay, I could kind of see Disney doing that. But my point is, I forget, which I felt like was like pushing away from my actual point was not every single Disney character needs to be CGI. I mean, Aladdin, for example, he's not CGI. Um, Ariel is a little bit CGI. Like when she's in her human form, she ain't CGI. Mowgli ain't CGI, even though like we almost got the Jungle Book in Birth by Sleep, but we didn't. Fun fact. My point is there might not be many characters that aren't CGI, but like there are a few characters that are CGI. Geppetto, for example, if they want to like bring back Tim Allen to be Geppetto, do it. Um, like hey, Geppetto ain't CGI. Like as much like I might not like the 26 like 2022, 21 or 2022, 2023 um Pinocchio movie like I did the 1996 Pinocchio movie. I have to say that I think like if given the because I didn't feel like the last live action Pinocchio movie had as much heart as it could have been, but I did enjoy Tim Allen's um Geppetto. So like I can see Tim Allen flourishing as Geppetto if he got the chance in a live action Kingdom Hearts series. Because spoiler alert for those of you who haven't played the game, the Pinocchio characters are in Kingdom Hearts. Specifically, like Kingdom Hearts 1 and Trip Drop Distance, more so. And sure, like Jimmy Cricket's in like pretty much every single game that involves Sora, Dino, and Goofy. But like, so you can count him. But if you count like more than just Jimmy Cricket, then two games. Anyways, point is, not every character needs is CGI. I think you can. I think they could do it if they do it right. Anyways, this doesn't mean that a Kingdom Hearts movie or series is impossible, but it does mean that may result in less mixing of Disney worlds, something that might ultimately take away from the entire draw of this series of a lot of people. Like I said, if they follow the manga, then I feel like they could get away with that a little bit because like the manga, they took away some Disney worlds. And for me, who was reading the Kingdom Hearts manga, and mainly I was reading the Kingdom Hearts manga, the time period when I switched from like PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3, and we gave away PlayStation 2, so there was no way I could play Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2, unless if I went to like a friend's house. But my point is, reading those mangas with like the Kingdom Hearts mangas, where they took some Disney rules away. Like for example, they took away Tarzan's Road, Deep Jungle. They took away um Halloween Town. Sure, I would have loved to see those two worlds in the manga, but it still didn't take away from the magic for me. So they could do it if they, like I said, followed the manga. I think, and the thing is, if they do a Kingdom Hearts movie, for example, that I do feel like they kind of need to take a page, no pun intended, but they need to take a page out of the Kingdom Hearts manga books, right? Where like the Kingdom Hearts manga's book, with just basing on from the first game, there was like I want to say 4 books just based off the first Kingdom Hearts game, and I feel like that was the right thing to do. And I feel like if they do a Kingdom Hearts um movie, that they need to follow the manga story and split the Kingdom Hearts first Kingdom Hearts game into 4 parts. Call it Kingdom Hearts Part 1, Kingdom Hearts Part 2, Kingdom Hearts Part 3, Kingdom Hearts Part 4. And I guess if you guys would say, wouldn't that be confusing to people? Like, who will say, oh my god, Part 2 is based on Kingdom Hearts 2. I mean, if you make it clear enough, then no. It won't be confusing because, like, can say like Chain of Memories Part 1, Part 2, Kingdom Hearts 2, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. Like have that episode titles, but have it be clear like Part 1 and Part 2. It wasn't confusing when they did it for the Deathly Hallows, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. It wasn't confusing when they did it for the Hunger Games for the last book. So I don't see why it would be confusing for like Kingdom Hearts series if they did it that way. Um but I think like if we were to get like either a live action adaptation or animated adaptation of the Kingdom Hearts games, which I'm sensing would be like more of a live action adaptation, then I think it would benefit better that as a Disney Plus series than a movie, in my humble opinion. Because that way they can let the episode like each road breathe, let the story in some areas breathe a little bit. And I think it will like very much do well with like at least a 10 episode arc. Like 10 episode arc, right? If not like 15 because like episode arc. Because I don't think like if they did it correctly, I don't think it will need they would need that many episodes, like all things considered, to fully properly tell the Kingdom Hearts, like be faithful to the Kingdom Hearts series, pay respect to the Kingdom Hearts series and fans if they do like at least a 10 episode like arc. I like they don't need like 10 episodes minimum, about like what 15 episodes maximum for like each Kingdom Hearts game essentially. Whether that's Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2, all the other spin-off games, Kingdom Hearts 3, like in between Kingdom Hearts 1, all the other spin-off games between Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3, and then Kingdom Hearts 3, and I don't really feel like Melody and Memories to like really be adapted. Because like most of Melody and Memories like recap of everything like happened from Kingdom Hearts 1 all the way to Kingdom Hearts 3. But like I said, I think if Disney goes with Kingdom Hearts being a movie, I think they will find it more beneficial to have it be like a 10 part 10 part episode of each game, like no fewer than 10. That's just me. That's just me. But how do you fellow Guardians and Seekers think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you all. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. I will talk to you fellow mutants. So you see my 15 channel. Fellow Seekers and Guardians later. May your hearts be your guiding keys.